from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening. This is the National News Telecast. I'm Movin Hettiarachi.
And I'm Kasani Balachandra Adhikari. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Postal voting ends. 13th and 14th declared school holidays. Sudden floods in several areas of the country. Anura challenges Ranil. Minister Vijit Herath visits ports to inspect problems at the container terminal. Britain appreciates steps taken by Sri Lanka to expedite economic development. America's first ever female chief of staff. Now on to those and more stories in detail. On today's top story, Deputy Postmaster General Rajitha K. Ranasinghe says that more than 96% of the official polling cards of the 2024 general election have already been distributed.
In the meantime, according to the Election Commission, there will be two kinds of ballot papers. Deputy Postmaster General Rajitha K. Ranasinghe said that almost 96.3% of official polling cards have been distributed so far and expect to continue the process in the coming days as well. Accordingly, in case someone has not received the official polling card, it can be received from the post office during duty hours. He also added that it could also be obtained from the postmaster until the date of the election. Chairman Election Commission RMAL Ratnayaka pointed out that voters can cast their vote even without the official polling card by producing their national identity card. He also added that there will be two kinds of ballot papers this time in the general election. A ballot paper with a single line will be issued in the districts of Polonnaruwa, Munragala and Kegol, and a ballot paper in two lines will be issued for 19 electorates where the number of contestants would be more. He said that the voter has to mark a cross in front of the party or the independent group of their choice, and marking of the cross would be essential. He also added that the voter will be able to mark three preferences accordingly after marking the cross in front of the political party or independent group they prefer. Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayaka said that it is the duty of the media to not allow people form unnecessary views based on one or two incidents scattered here and there. He also observed that compared to earlier elections, this nature is being noted less this time.
According to the Disaster Management Unit, a sudden flood situation has been reported from several areas due to heavy rains. The Department of Meteorology has forecast that rains or rains with thunder showers could occur in northern and north-central provinces and also in the districts of Puttalam and Trincomalee. With continuing rainy conditions, the roads Puttalam, Kurunegala and Anuradhapura Puttalam has been inundated at several places according to the latest reports. A number of houses have also been underwater and vehicle traffic has also been disrupted. According to reports, Akurana town has been inundated due to heavy rains. The A9 highway has been closed at Kadugastota Bridge due to this reason. Further reports are being received that heavy rains are experienced in the hilly areas of the country. A landslide has been activated at the 100th kilometer post in Haliala Valimada Road.
President Anurakumar Dissanayake says that politics will be restructured. He made these remarks addressing a public rally held in Kegol today. Confirmed the victory of National People's Party candidates at the upcoming general election. The meeting was attended by a large crowd and NPP candidates who contest the election from Kegol district addressed at the meeting. Dr. Dhammika Patamadi said that the parents of Kegol district had elected chief ministers, deputy ministers and members of parliament with the help of votes of the people. He added that but Kegol has been converted to one of the poorest districts in the country. He questioned whether they are ready to send them to the parliament once again. President Anurukumar Dissanayake said that the former president is requesting to send his party members to show the correct path to the government of NPP. He pointed out that they were the people who misguided and brought country to an economic crisis and added that they need not show us the correct path. The president said that the former president is asking to send experienced representatives to the parliament, and he challenged the former president to name 10 people with such experience so that they will be able to explain the kind of experience they have. He also said that if those 10 people enter parliament, they will be able to say as to how they obtained bar permits. The president added that although NPP members are to be newcomers to the parliament, they are not newcomers to politics, and said that there is no standard to politics of this country. President also pointed out that the NPP government in the first instance would standardize the president, ministers, deputy ministers and members of parliament, and added that they will call this revenge. President Dissanayake said that they are threatening of agitations until the pay hike is provided for the government servants, and added that he would be happy to see the former president in front of the Fort railway station. He concluded by observing that the NP government would definitely hike salaries of government servants, whether the former president allocated funds or took cabinet decisions with regard to this purpose, and also said that the NPP government cannot be reversed.
Leader of the Samak Jana Balavegaya, Sajid Premdas, says that a permanent solution will be provided for problems of the general public by reducing the prices of essential items. He made these remarks addressing a public meeting held in Kolonava. People's representatives of the party and party supporters were present at the meeting organised by Samak Jana Balavegaya. Leader of the party, Sajid Premdas, said that tax burden, price of fuel and essential items and utility tariffs should be reduced to provide relief to the public. He said that therefore the SJB will have to sign a people-friendly agreement with the IMF. He added that the government led by the former president have left the post troubling by all citizens by signing a risky and vulnerable agreement with the IMF. Sajid Premdas said that if IMF agreement is not changed, people will be in the country will be facing immense difficulties by 2028. He added that therefore we should all go for a new IMF agreement and to grant relief for the public. He further said that it can only be done by the SJB. He said that the future SJB government will provide sustainable developments and solutions.
Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that during the past 76 years, more irrigational tanks and reservoirs than those of the ancient kings period have been built in the island. He made these remarks participating at a Gold District public rally yesterday. The purpose of this meeting is to confirm the victory of the Gaur district candidates contesting the general election under the United Democratic Front. Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the present government is attempting to spread hatred within the society. He said NPP leaders accused that the past government had done nothing for the country during the last 76 years. Former President said that he would like to remind the NPP leaders that there were only 3,188 government schools in 1948. However, the number has increased up to 10,140 by this year. He also said that at that time there were 184 government hospitals and now it's at 1,093. In 1948, the GDP was $843 million US, while today it's at 82,000 million US dollars.
Leader of the Sarva Jana Balaya party, Dilip Jayavira, says that the government does not possess a creative mind. He made these observations addressing a meeting held in Galigamua yesterday. The meeting has been organised in order to confirm the victory of the candidates contesting from the Sarva Jana Balaya party in the general election. The number of others, including people representing the party and party supporters, were joining this occasion. Leader of the party, Dilip Jayavira, addressing the gathering, opinion that they started an organisation named Sri Lanka Can, which has been termed as Puluwan Sri Lanka by the cylinder part. He also pointed out that Sri Lanka Can was formed 20 years back by him and he was the chairman of the organisation. He added that the aim was to provide positive frame of mind and motivate them towards entrepreneurship in the country. He pointed out that the party got encouragement due to the fact that not only creative but have the capacity to manage creative people. He also said that this could be described as entrepreneurship. The Jayapura said that by developing entrepreneurship in a national basis, people of the country could be provided realistic wealth by converting the country into a state of entrepreneurship. The National Medicines Regulatory Authority says that news carried out by some media contains a risk of closure of many pharmacies by January is not true. The authority stresses that emergency decisions or decisions to change the existing system of issuing license for pharmacies have not been taken. All Island Private Pharmacy Owners Association recently expressed that the risky situation has occurred due to the restriction of issuing of licenses by the National Medicines Regulatory Authority. The association pointed out that many applications submitted by the renewal of annual license have been rejected by the authority. Some newspapers have stated that strong decisions led to this risky situation. The first condition in issuing license for the pharmacy is that there should be a qualified pharmacist. In addition, the location of the pharmacy and pharmaceutical storage facilities and some other matters are also considered. This was the system that was implemented over the past years to renew pharmacy licenses. No change has been done in the system. However, some pharmacy owners have deployed unqualified employees to issue drugs to consumers. The authority has received many complaints in this connection. It has also been reported that some patients have faced difficulties due to issuance of wrong medicines. Chairman of the National Medicines Regulatory Authority, consultant Dr. Ananda Vijay Vikrama says that some media institutions have misled the public by publishing such news without inquiring the authenticity of this matter. All Island Pharmacy Owners Association expressed its views at a media briefing held today. Chairman of the All Island Pharmacy Owners Association, Chandika Gankanda, said that he has a list of September 13th up to now. He said that 25 licenses have been rejected within a period of 17 days. He added that he called upon the authority to clarify the matter and further said new act was passed in 2015. And before the new act came into existence, there were over 400 pharmacies in the island. Chandika Ganganan said that during the past 9 years, the pharmacies carried out their services without any problems. He said that there is a severe shortage of pharmacists in the country and therefore pharmacies are unable to stay at pharmacies full time. He asked the question as why these regulations have not been intensified within a short period of about 1 month.
A special discussion was held yesterday regarding the new government's digitalizing move and the possibility of using artificial intelligence utilizing modern technology in the state sector. This discussion special attention was also focused over the existing challenges in the development of information technology sector. The meeting held between Prime Minister Dr. Hani Amarasuriya and senior officials from key government institutions under the Ministry of Technology and public sector institutions providing information technology services. The Prime Minister underscored the importance of advancements in science and technology within the ministry and reviewed the ongoing progress of its services to foster Sri Lanka's development. Key discussion topics included digitalization efforts, the integration of artificial intelligence and current challenges to IT development in the public sector. Secretary to the Prime Minister Pradeep Saputantri and several others attended this meeting. A meeting between British High Commissioner Andrew Patrick and Prime Minister Secretary Pradeep Saputantri held at the Prime Minister's office yesterday. The British High Commissioner commended Sri Lanka for its efforts to boost economic growth, including restructuring its foreign and domestic debt, enforcing the Anti-Corruption Act and strengthening national security. The Prime Minister's Secretary emphasised here that the new government is committed to creating a production-based economy by focusing on improving agriculture as well as developing education and health sectors to ensure food security. The emphasis was on fostering tourism and creating new opportunities for economic collaboration in order to further strengthen the two nations' bilateral ties.
National level competitions of the 2024 All Ceylon Robot Technology and Innovation was held yesterday. This was held at the Apegama premises in Battaramulla. The Technical Education Division of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology organised this competition. The aim of this program was to create a national level stage by promoting innovative technology and creativity. The National Robot Technology Competition was first held in 2019. This competition has been expanded as the All-Ceylon Robot Technology and Innovation Competition in order to create a competitive exhibition background for non-robot technology creations. 252 winners of the preliminary competitions rounds, which were held in school and provincial basis in the national competition, participated in this competition. There has been 10 competitions in robot and innovation categories. Certificates present in the form of money and medals were awarded to 30 persons who became first, second and third in this competition by the Secretary of the Ministry, Tilaka Jayasundara. Special awards were presented to 10 female students also.
Minister Vijay Tahera joined an inspection tour in the Colombo Harbour Customs yesterday afternoon in order to take stock of the delay in the clearance of containers at the customs. The minister focused his attention on the problems existing in the premises. Members and drivers of the Container Vehicle Owners Association also joined this occasion. It has been reported of heavy traffic in clearing containers at the Colombo Harbour. Certain people alleged that they had to stay in queues for days together due to the delay in container activities. They pointed out that this problem has been surfaced due to the handing over of clearance activities to private institutions. The minister paid his attention to other problems which have to be tackled at this moment. A sum of 30 million rupees granted by Chinese government for the reparation of houses and property damaged by natural disasters has been directed to the Treasury. Meanwhile, materials, aid and goods that are scheduled to be donated by the Chinese Emergency Humanitarian Aid Program will be distributed amongst relevant beneficiaries after properly listing them. The National Budget Department has allocated additional financial grants to the Ministry of Defence to renovate the houses damaged by natural disasters. The President's Media Division announces that the Treasury Operational Department has released the funds to the Defence Ministry. This additional grant has to be allocated since the 2024 budget estimate has not allocated sufficient funds to pay compensation for the damaged houses and property, and also measures have been taken to expedite the housing construction and renovation activities. Meanwhile, President Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumar Naika has informed the officials to look into the causes of floods in Salt Barrier at the Nilvala River in Matara and to solve the problems immediately. This instruction was given at a discussion held today with the officials of the Irrigation Department and National Water Supply and Drainage Board.
The Scholars Association requests the Tamil community to vote for President Anurkumar Dissanayake. This was views expressed at a media briefing held today in the Jaffna Media Centre. Dr. Singarpillai Aryavalham of the Jaffna University said that persons from 5 families ruled the country for the last 75 years and they ruled the country with the help of racism. He pointed out that the country received freedom as Sri Lankans and we had unity at that time. He pointed out that it has been lost now and the citizens are divided as Sinhala, Muslim and Tamils. He also said the National People's Power government does not engage in racism, and he said President Anurkumar Dissanayake comes from a common family in Sri Lanka and other political parties are trying to project NPP as a racist party, but the grounds of reality happen to be otherwise. He also pointed out the National People's Power is taking proper actions in order to solve the problems faced by the Tamil community. Retired engineer M. Suryasekaram says that the country has started a new journey and that could be possible only if the people rally around the National People's Power. He pointed out there is no proper engage in unnecessary arguments with the government as the country cannot be ruled under dictatorship at all. He observed that the work carried out earlier by 44 ministries is now being done by 3 of them. He added that the solution should be provided to all these problems after the establishment of a government with the completion of the general election. He concluded by adding that the people have to change the system as Sinhala and Tamil and Muslim estate communities will be governing the country together.
And here's a few more local news items in brief. A ceremony was held at the Colombo National Hospital today to mark the World Radiology Day. At the ceremony, German physicist Wilhelm Conrad who invented the X-ray was commemorated. This event has been organized by the Society of Radiological Technologists Association. A painting exhibition organized by the primary section of the Colombo DSN Anayaka College was held yesterday. Paintings drawn by primary section students have been included in this exhibition. Prizes and awards were also distributed. A suspect with his wife who were taken into custody with regards to a pyramid scam have been remanded until the 22nd of November. They have been charged of misappropriating 1,800 million rupees. The couple was taken into custody when they arrived at the Katnaik airport from Malaysia. A principal who has been taken into custody under the charge of taking a bribe of 150,000 rupees for the admission of a student for grade 1 has been remanded until the 22nd of November. The Bribery Commission has arrested this principal, who is resident of Ragama. The officials of the Bribery Commission have managed to arrest her while taking the bribe. The Chartered Professional Managers Program, which was introduced by Sri Lanka Chartered Professional Managers Institute, was launched in Colombo yesterday. This program has been created in order to empower professionals, graduates and undergraduates to successfully face the future challenges. The National Cultural Arts Concert of the Differently Abled Persons, titled Swabhimani 2024 and Sithru 2024, was held at the Patramulla recently. The Swashakti organization, which is functioning under the Social Services Department, has organized this felicitation ceremony.
Catalyzing good governance through national media, compiled by senior broadcast journalist and media specialist Shirani Dissanayake, was launched yesterday at the Lighthouse Auditorium at Horton Place, Colombo 7. The book was presented to Dr. Sanesh Bandara Dissanayake, the chairman of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. The ceremony was held at the Lakshman Kadirvana Centre in Colombo. The writer Shirani Dissanayake has been a senior media person who has had several posts since the inception of the national television in 1982. The book has been compiled based on a plot of her experiences and scholarly attainments for many decades. The new perspectives of the media was also discussed during the ceremony. The first copy of her book was presented to Chairman of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Dr. Sanesh Bandara Dissanayake, by the author. In her book, Shirani provides a new thinking in the practice of journalism in the country, trying to extricate itself from the impact of an economic collapse. Veterans of media, along with other participants, participated in the ceremony.
A special discussion participated by the Secretary of Janata Vimukti Peramuni Tilvin Silva will be telecast on national television at 9:30 p.m. today. The discussion has been captioned as Punarodayaka Anubamada Dinapanahai. Foreign news on the other side of this break.
நான் எனக்கென இல்லாமல் நாம் எம்மால் எமக்கு ஏனும் தொற்று நோய்கள் பற்றி சிந்திப்போம். நாம் ஒருமித்த பலத்துடன் ஒன்றாய் இணைவோம். டெங்கு அதனை பறந்தே வந்திட இடம் கொடுக்காமல் இருந்திடுவோம். சரியான முறையில் நாளாந்தம் நாம் அனைவரும் டெங்கு ஒழிப்புக்காகவே. சுகாதார அமைச்சின் தகவல்.
Now on to foreign news. Looking at the US, the newly elected President Donald Trump's transition team is already vetting potential candidates who could serve in his administration when he returns to White House in January. Yesterday, the United States President-elect Donald Trump made the first announcement naming his campaign co-manager Susan Summerall-Wiles as his White House Chief of Staff. Many of the figures who served under Trump in his first term do not plan to return, although a handful of loyalists are rumored to be making a comeback. But the US President-elect is now surrounded by a new cast of characters who may fill his cabinet, staff, his White House and serve in key roles across his government. Trump's landslide victory over Kamala Harris, whom was masterminded by his campaign co-chairs Chris LaVita and Susie Wiles. Appointment of Susie Wiles as the Chief of Staff is considered Donald Trump's first confirmed appointment for his second term, making her the first woman to take on the role.
Amsterdam's mayor has condemned hit-and-run attacks on Israeli football fans visiting the city yesterday. The violence happened as Israeli football club Maccabi Tel Aviv was in Amsterdam for a Europa League match. Amsterdam's mayor Femke Halsema said men on scooters were searching for supporters and that it brought to mind pogroms against Jewish people from European history. 5 people were taken to hospital but were discharged this morning. At least 62 have been arrested. Before the match, there was trouble between Maccabi fans and pro-Palestinian protesters. Maccabi supporters attacked a taxi and set a Palestinian flag on fire. There are also reports of supporters chanting racist slogans about Arabs. Amsterdam's mayor said men on scooters searched for Maccabi supporters in the streets and carried out hit-and-run attacks. She said it brought to mind pogroms against Jewish people in Dutch and European history, adding that what happened last night was reprehensible. Amsterdam Police Chief Peter Holland said Maccabi said that the events of the last 36 hours have really shocked him and that Israeli fans have seen some fearful moments. Around 20 to 30 others were lightly injured and some fans were taken back to the hotel in coaches organised by police for their safety. Speaking about reports of missing Israeli supporters, Amsterdam Police Chief said that he had information that there are abductions or missing people, and he further said that police will investigate into any such reports. Chief Public Prosecutor said 62 arrests have been made with 10 people still in custody. And in your sports news tonight, the first match of the T20 cricket tournament between Sri Lanka and New Zealand will be played tomorrow at the Dambulla International Cricket Stadium.
The trophy of the tournament was launched today. The Sri Lanka players were practicing yesterday before the commencement of the tournament. There have been 23 T20 matches so far between New Zealand and Sri Lanka. New Zealand has won 13 matches, while Sri Lanka were able to win 7. In the 2 matches, super overs were operated and Sri Lanka won both those matches. One of the T20 matches between the 2 countries ended in no decision. This is the first T20 match played between Sri Lanka and New Zealand at Dambulla. Captain of the Sri Lanka team, Chadit Taslanka, and New Zealand captain Michelle Steitner were present at the trophy launching ceremony today.
I feel weather means rain might play a role when we are selecting the team, but as always our strength is spinners. Our first choice is going for spinners well, but I don't know about the rain. In this time I think rain might fall a little bit more than last time, so I think sometimes we have to play extra fast bowler in the games.
That's it for tonight's English News telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.